everybody and welcome back to another video from TMG Trades, where today we're going to be talking about the price of Bitcoin for a change. Look outside here. Welcome to lovely Toronto. It is an amazing view outside of this window. You can see the nice big buildings up there, more nice big buildings up here. They go all the way down there as well. It's a giant city. Anyway, if you've never been to Toronto, I would highly recommend it while I stub my toe. Price of Bitcoin anyway, just above $106,000 right now. And people say to me, we've not had a bull market yet. What does this look like to you? Does this look like a bull? To me, it looks like a bull market. Anyway, if we look at what's going on right now on the small term time frame, this is a 3-hour chart, and you can see here we've come down and nearly retested the outside of this range here at $105,500. On that retest, that might be a good take profit point. However, if we lose that level of support, then we will drop lower into this range. So let's add up the possibilities of that happening. And briefly, before we do that, let's check in on my current open trades, of which I've got a 4,000 Solana short position, a 246 Ethereum short position, and a 6 Bitcoin short position. That's about 700K. That's about, I don't know, 500K. That's about, I don't know. Yeah, that's quite a lot of money, to be fair, in that trade. I think let's just click on it. 618K, but for Solana, because it moves around so much, it feels like quite a lot of money. Either way, looking at the prices right now, not looking amazing, not looking terrible, just kind of ranging in this zone. If we look at today's news, this is contributing significantly to the price volatility by Powell confirming that the Fed would have cut rates by now if it were not for tariffs. At the same time as that, Tesla shares took a tumble after Trump says Doge should look at Elon Musk's subsidies. Again, that's new news. July the 1st. We're in July now, if you didn't know. I only just learned that fact right now. I didn't realize it was July the 1st. Either way, that means we're starting out a new monthly candle, which means that start of every month, you do tend to get this chop, this volatility. And again, selling may and go away. So far, it's not really been 100% the case, but it's kind of been the case that you should have sold in May and gone away and come back in November. We've not really had that big summer slump yet, though, so that could still be to come. Now, when I say there's a lot of crypto news today, there is a lot of crypto news. You go through crypto news websites, you have these endless headlines like Katana's mainnet debuts with 200 million in active DeFi deposits. Who is doing this? I don't know. No one is participating in DeFi, so it's probably just all bots in themselves. I don't mean to be rude. If you are from Katana, please explain to me how you are generating that much money in DeFi deposits. North Korean hackers, random game that's a shill on Cointelegraph's website. There's a lot of news, but nothing of substance. And when you lack substance, and all that you tend to see in the headlines is stuff about MicroStrategy, you've got to start looking into, is MicroStrategy actually going to go pop? Now, MicroStrategy is raising $42 billion to inflate the price of the Bitcoin token because its founder, Michael Saylor, doesn't pump these bags. Who will? This was announced on October the 30th last year. Michael Saylor is already part way through burning all of that capital. And the question is he going to continue to have any impact? Because Michael Saylor has been burning that capital since the start of this year, pumping up the price of Bitcoin. This is what happens when $42 billion worth of loans enters into a market. They just buy it all the way up. The question is that sustainable and can it continue? And the answer to that is no, because he can't go and raise another $42 billion. So what happens when he's done buying that? You need retail to be buying, but what about if retail isn't interested? And that's a concern. You go, well, yeah, but the stock market's interested now. And that is the case for Bitcoin, but it's not the case for all cryptocurrencies. It's not the case for everything out there. So because of that, is crypto in decline? I think at the moment, definitely, yeah. I really do. I get very bearish vibes of pretty much everything. Like when you have these big 1-hour candles that just drop to the downside, having kind of looked like it was going to recover, they don't look amazing. And again, we've not retested the full bottom of this yet, so there's probably more downside to come. So what are the levels of which you should be watching on Bitcoin? For me, it's a break of, and we've been bang on recently. Don't forget, pretty much everything that I've said in the video now for a long time has been correct. So, and I apologize, I'm itching my elbow. I've still got bites from, there is mosquitoes here in not in Toronto, but in Canada. And I've been out in the woods for the past week on boats and stuff like that, playing around on the lakes here. And yeah, full of mosquitoes, absolutely covered in mozzie bites. Anyway, going back down, yeah, call it 105K. Losing $105,000 on Bitcoin will probably yield another one of these big dropping candles. And the thing is, we don't have many more of those to come. We should really have broken the range by now. And the fact that we've not broken this range, to me, tells me that a break to the downside, again, seems pretty likely. If we look at where the bottom of that range would sit, That'll be a drop to around 97k. And at 97k, people are full on bears at that point in time, and it'll probably drag itself down even lower. So this could be the month where we start having some very big downside action. It could also be the month where it bounces off of here and goes all the way up again. So don't just like be super bearish for no reason. You've got to be adaptive, because ultimately we are trading in a range. People say to me, oh, you flip-flop all the time. No. I am literally just trading the range. So when I see that we're close to the bottom of the range, I might want to take a short position on that if we start losing that bottom of that range, because the prices will continue to go down. If we lose this level here, first stop becomes down here, around $102,700. That'd be a $2,500 drop, about 2.5%. Pretty decent gain, to be fair. If you catch it with 10x leverage, that could be a huge profit. So there's little things like that. I'm just adapting to the market. Ignore what the titles of the videos say. The market is what matters. Anyway, when it comes to Ethereum, similar story here at the moment on Ethereum. It has lost its momentum. It got rejected up here the other day at 2,521. It's been trading back to the downside ever since. And again, if support on Ethereum kind of looks a lot weaker, to be fair, because we have technically lost that level and we're coming back up at the moment and retesting that level of support. We are still within the greater range here, which would be between these 2 points. If I just put that there, that's the greater range. So a loss of the level of approximately 2,385 means that we will drop back down to the previous level of around $2,300. And at that point in time, things are looking rough. That's giving some proper breakdown structure vibes. And I didn't want to be in, I always say didn't. I wouldn't want to be in a long position on Ethereum in that event. At the same time, is it a good opportunity to get into a long position right now? For that, we need to be looking at the lower time frame, stuff like the 5 minutes, and say, well, we are bouncing up, but to me, no, I wouldn't be touching this with a long position right now, because trend is your friend and the trend is downwards. We've had these pumps upwards. They have not sustained very long periods of time, and that probably means that we're more likely to go downwards. When it comes to should I buy altcoins, we discussed it in yesterday's video, and it hurts me to say no is the answer. Right now, no, unless you're going to be holding these things for months. Now, this is the optimism chart. I can click on the Lumia chart, of which I've got loads of Lumia. I could click on SUI, which is again down. I could click on Aerodrome, which is again down. I could click on ARDA, that's down. I could click on Aptos, that's down. DOP, which is basically at zero at this point. I gave up on that one a long time ago and sold it. When it comes to W is down, but not down as bad as the other one. SAY has actually been rallying upwards recently and doing pretty well. But on the whole, alts are suffering. Alts are down, and alts, I mean, Injective, $10. This thing should be up at $60, $70, something like that, and it's down at 10. Injective's a really good application. Why is it down so bad? I don't know the answer. I can just tell you that it's down. Either way, should you be putting money into alts? If you've got a long-term time horizon, yes, it's probably the move. But overall, for me, no, I am looking to make money in the short term, not bag hold for the next 6 months. So it depends on your outlook, to be honest. A money supply does continually increase, but the trickle-down economics don't work. When you print money, it doesn't end up in the hands of poor people with higher wages. It just ends up in the hands of rich people with higher prices. When it comes to the amount of money in crypto, that again continues its increase. When you're seeing billions of dollars being printed, that's good. It's good for the overall health and the longevity of the crypto economy, but it's not necessarily having a huge market impact in the short term. And I just think it's dangerous to be constantly bull posting when we are so high in the market. And I understand we've not had an altcoin season, but are we going to get one? Do you feel like you've got enough dry powder to invest? Or are there the people around you? Do you look around you and go, right, you guys, you've all got enough dry powder to invest to really get this alt run going? Because when I look around me right now, I don't see that. I don't see a lot of appetite to be throwing spare capital into this stuff. I see appetite for people to be making ends meet. And so when you see that, alts are predominantly a retail product. So if retail isn't in a healthy spot, then alts aren't in a healthy spot. You need retail to be healthy for alts to be healthy. The two go hand in hand. And I just don't think retail is in that good of a financial spot. So what should I be doing with my positions? I think I should be holding them. We'll see if I'm correct tomorrow. But my intention is I'm going to hold these positions. And of course, if you're interested in trading, check out Blowfin. You'll find a link to Blowfin in today's video description. It's a really good exchange platform. You can use it from anywhere in the world. You may need a VPN, which again, there is links to ExpressVPN in today's video description. So check out links link for Express if you don't already have a VPN. If you're in the UK, US, or Europe, you may need to run a VPN when using Bluefin, but it will accept you as a customer, and you'll be able to use that affiliate link down in today's video description. It benefits me, benefits the channel, it benefits my employees by paying some of their wages, and you can get trading straight away. At the same time, if you are a user of Bluefin, pretty soon, I'm going to be putting out a course for people that signed up on the link in today's video description, so that you'll be able to get basically a whole free trading course that would otherwise have cost a fortune from one of my in-house traders that works for me at CSE. So that's pretty useful. So check out Bluefin. You'll find a link for it in today's video description. And chill out of the way. Have a great day, everybody. Don't get wrecked. Keep your leverage low. And just have this short bias, mentality, because it probably is going to pay off at some point. I know that it gets a lot of hate on the internet, and nobody thinks that being short is cool or it's fun, because everyone has got this blind hope that it always goes up, but sometimes blind hope is not the one. So watch those support levels. When it breaks, get the short, close the short quickly for a nice profit, and have a fantastic day. See you in a bit. This is